The terms of reference are in 10 paragraphs. The principal term of reference, paragraph 1, asks the Royal Commissioner to examine failings in the child protection and youth detention systems administered by the Government of the Northern Territory. The scope of the inquiry will commence with the period during which the Northern Territory's Youth Justice Act has been in operation. That Act has been in operation since 2006. The Royal Commissioner is asked to examine the treatment of children and young persons detained at all youth detention facilities administered by the Northern Territory Government, including, but of course not limited, as the Prime Minister has said, to the Dondale Youth Detention Centre, to consider whether any such treatment might have been a breach of any Commonwealth or Northern Territory law, a breach of the Northern Territory's duty of care or other relevant duty, a breach of human rights obligations adopted by Australia or the Northern Territory, or a breach of any relevant policy, rule, procedure, standard or management practice applicable to those facilities. We've asked the Royal Commissioner to examine what, if any, oversight mechanisms and safeguards were in place, and if so, why they failed. We've asked him to inquire into whether there are or were any deficiencies of the organisational culture, structure and management in the Northern Territory's youth detention facilities, and whether more should have been done by the Northern Territory Government to take appropriate measures to prevent the reoccurrence of appropriate treatment, and in particular, why the two reports of January 2015 and of August 2015, the latter of which looked specifically at the Dondale Centre, were not given effect to sufficiently or at all. We asked the Royal Commissioner to make recommendations about what measures should be adopted by the Northern Territory Government to prevent inappropriate treatment of children and young persons in the child protection and juvenile detention system in the future, and what improvements can be made to that system, including the identification of early intervention options and pathways for children at risk of antisocial behaviour. Finally, we asked the Royal Commissioner to consider the access by children and young persons detained in the juvenile detention network of the Northern Territory to appropriate medical care, including psychiatric care, and there is a general term of reference that gives the Royal Commissioner the capacity to examine any other matter relevant to the terms of reference. As I said in my introductory remarks, we believe that these terms of reference are both sufficiently focused but at the same time sufficiently broad that we'll get tangible outcomes from this inquiry which will see a measurable improvement in the delivery of these services by the Government of the Northern Territory.